This is my 100th Nuzlocke vlog. I've been doing Nuzlocks for a while. I've been doing Nuzlocks personally since I was like fucking 12, but I've been doing them on this channel for a while. 100 of them. A few of them were on the other channel originally. Just 2 years of my life talking while playing Pokemon, and I don't really have any strong feelings or things to say about that besides, hey, that's a thing that happened that I was doing Nuzlocke vlogs for a while. Oh look, Team Plasma, this is their introduction, I'm pretty sure. I mean, we saw a bit of them earlier, but this is the first fight against them. Yay, button mash through the text. So tonight I went to a haunted house and I scared a haunted house performer. Never done that before, but because like haunted house is a lot of what they do, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but a lot of what they do is just like fucking jump scares. It's like jump out and say boo, and that got me a few times just because you don't see it because it's dark and they jump out and they shout boo. But anyway, I'm covering this haunted house for the paper that I work for. I'm taking photos, and this girl in like clown makeup jumps out and shouts boo as I pull the trigger on like the camera flash and just blind her point blank range in the face, and she yelps because I just fucking flashbanged her. I win. I made the haunted house scared of me. I am scarier than any creepy clown. It was actually a pretty nice haunted house. It's put on by one of the local fire departments as a fundraiser, and they have a whole building that they use for like training and this, and that's it. That they bought a building that they do haunted houses in. It's this old rundown building, and it's nice. The creepiest thing they did there is they got two like giant. They called them balloons, but they were like made out of like tarps, and just fill them completely with air and shove you in them, and you have to go through these two just giant balloons squeezing against you, and you get kind of, hey, don't fucking kick that Pokemon. You're gonna die. Oh look, it's Getsus. He can teleport. Oh look, it's a second Getsus. He can clone himself. And he teleported again, and now he's going to teleport these people into the sun, where they will burn to death. Hello, goodbye. Hey look, it's the big one. I want one of those. I think you can also get Purloin, or Purloin, or is it the cat? I don't know. I'm bad with Gen 5 names. It's, as I've said before, it's the generation I have played the least. And Dream World was a mechanic that does not work anymore, that I never used when it did, and I don't think many people did, because, like, you could get Pokemon with hidden abilities. I don't fucking remember. So, what's going on in my life? Well, today I finished up another D&D story. I haven't uploaded it yet because it takes time to export, and that bricks my computer, and I needed to do this because I lost track of time. But anyway, I'll have that up sometime tomorrow morning. Continuing the Empire of Steel story with Devilian returning and introduction of a new villain. It'll be a nice story. And also, I'm hard at work on my 5th Homestuck video, the Trezzy one. I've got it written, I've gotten first segment of it recorded, started editing it. Actually, the first thing I edited was the trailer that's going to go at the end of this one for SA6. Like, I have a trailer for it, and I think I've said on this channel before, this is technically a secret. Dang it, I wanted the psychic type. I wanted the... Whatever, it's fine. I don't know if I'll one-shot you, so just in case I'm going to use a Pokeball. But my 6th video essay on Homestuck that's going to come out next 4/13 is going to be rewriting the ending of Homestuck, about all the, like, alternate endings people wrote, like the Crow Strider AU and Double Death of the Author and Altstuck and Act Omega and Act 8, and there's 11 of them. There are 11 of these that I read through of varying quality, and I finally... God, it was such a slog to get through, but I finally read through Double Death of the Author, and I fully understand why it is the most acclaimed, aside from maybe Crow Strider, like, the most claimed of these alternate endings. But I didn't like Double Death of the Author that much. I think there are a lot of specific scenes in it and a lot of ideas that are going on that are just excellent. Like, hey, Lord Jack rips out Jake's eyes, and now like Lord Caliborn possessed Jake. That's cool. Like Rose playing the rain. I have mixed feelings about that. I've ranted about, but that like changing all of the planets and bringing back life to them. That's kind of nice. Um, and there were other good. I'm pretty sure there were other good plot points that are. Uh, uh, I'm just having trouble. Kanaya at the end, like Kanaya goes god tier, and honestly, I thought that was kind of rushed. But using her god tier Sylph of Space to heal Paradox Space, repair Lord English's damage. That's cool as shit. That's a really nice way to end the story. And there's a lot of really nice ideas and cool moments in Double Death of the Author. I just think it is the worst paced of any of these comics. It is a slog to get through. It is just. I really don't like how the writer writes dialogue. I don't think they do a good job, A, capturing the voices of Homestuck characters, but B, more importantly, having conversations be interesting. Just so many of it is just eyes glazed over and boredom. Like, I don't care about this. Like, I don't need a fourth conversation of, like, Dirk apologizing to Jake. Like, at one point, like, Dirk's like, God, I am just sick of apologizing and having these conversations. And I'm like, yes, I'm also sick. That it's just feeling repetitive, a lot of it. And I think the absolute worst part of Double Death of the Author is just at the very end, it ends just perfect way to kill the pacing with an open bound of the characters going around talking to each other. And it is so incredibly, it is the longest. It's like half the fucking comic in word count. It's like, it's the like author description below says this is 28,000 words, and I don't know if that's talking about the first open bound or all the others. I kind of think it's just the first one, which would mean it ends with 4 open bounds in a row, adding up to like 100,000 words. And I read the first one, and it just, none of the conversations were good or ended interesting. And you have a decent climax, like ending with Kanaya fixing space and Calliope shooting her brother, and then you just immediately shoot yourself in the foot with conversations about Jack fucking shit that go on for 100,000. How do you write this much, and how is it this bland? And that completely killed the comic for me. I gave up. I didn't read through the rest of it. I read the first of the 4 wrap-ups, and I didn't continue. And then it did have one final flash and like plot development where it's like Lord English wasn't the real enemy. The real enemy was Skaya, which is actually Al, or being influenced by Al or controlled by Al. It was kind of not super clear, but actually, hey, you pushed me away, but you've perked me up in that I genuinely do like this idea. I think it's very rushed at the end. It's amazing in a comic that draws everything out that it could rush its very good ending, but that's what Homestuck's about like rebelling against this game. And I forgot to turn on the Purloin image. Hold on, let me choose Purloin. Really would have liked that Moona. It's a better Pokemon, but it's fine. I can find other Pokemon. Like, Homestuck, like, it is about rebellion and these kids being forced to play this game and slowly but surely deciding, fuck this, I'm not going to do what you said. And so many characters, their arcs about just saying, fuck the game, I'm not going to play by its rules, I'm going to cheat and break shit. And that is a very big part of Rose's arc, and I was actually kind of very disappointed with Double Death of the Author's version of Rose, because it's like, oh, Rose has to play the rain and she has to accept that she has to do what the game tells her, and I fucking hated like the idea of that. It just, ugh. But then like Rose is like, the real enemy is Skaya, let's kill Skaya, and they kill Skaya, which is Calliope and Alt Calliope, and then the last page is just no image. It isn't like Taking Back Canon where the images are gone because they fucked up. It's like deliberate that there is no end image at the end because they're free. And that's a good ending. It's a worse version of the ending the comic, like it's the same ideas as the comic's original ending, but you're just doing it in a kind of worse way that but I like it. But it is interesting that after all this talk about rewriting the ending of Homestuck, that the best part of Double Death of the Author is where it's trying to imitate the original ending of Homestuck and end in that way. You know? Like, so much of these endings is they were unsatisfied for Homestuck, and so they're gonna write something new, but they don't. I'm trying to be nice, but I think so many of the endings were bad, and I didn't enjoy watching them. But anyway, the other thing is I decided, like, hey, maybe I should interview these people, ask them about writing it, why they decided to do it, and I got my first interview done, talked to a person who wrote one of these endings, and they were just really nice to talk to, gave a lot of insight. It's gonna be great for the video. I did not think their comic was very good, but it was nice talking to them about it, and they've kind of informed what my thesis for this video I'm working on is gonna be. But yeah. So I got that done, and I'm working on the Trezzy one, and this is gonna be a good video. Trezzy's a great character. I like that I'm going to talk about. Actually, is there a doctor around here, or are there? No, you're like breeders or whatever. I gotta run back to heal up my dog. And I named that purloin after Gabriel Quizu. Nope, wrong button. Don't turn on slot 6. Turn on Firefox. Really looking forward to your next Homestuck analysis. By the way, did you read the last couple of updates from Beyond Canon? I am reading it as it comes out, involving Vriska and your opinions on those. Yeah, Vriska's in hell and she's going through character development, and it's pretty good. There was one where it's like revealing that Jaspros is doing the same thing to meet Jane, which that's fine, but that was kind of a nothing burger update because it's all this plot point is about Vriska's character development, and she was on the backseat in that. But yeah, Vriska, the most recent update was Vriska running into young pre-retcon parenthetical Vriska, and she oh, I could heal here. And she, silently puts her arms out for a hug, and Vriska's like, no, I can't forgive you, I can't forgive myself, and just not gonna develop his character, because she can't move on, and there's nothing in this fucking preschool. What the hell? Why isn't this preschool? Why are all the people who want to beat me up at this preschool outside? Honestly, kind of good game design of, before we're getting into this double battle section, I know there's the double battle with Sharon section. You get a chance for double battle, and you get explained how double battle works. But yeah, I've been enjoying this. I don't think Beyond Canon is really excellent yet, but it's growing on me, and I don't think it's bad. I think it's fine, and occasionally I see it could be good. But honestly, it's kind of on par with all these alternate endings that I've been reading. A few of them are better than two. I think Beyond Canon might be the best Homestuck alternate ending, although maybe I'm rosy glasses, and if I try and reread it for the video, I'll like it less. But Homestuck has yet to go back to being as good as the best part of Homestuck, which is the epilogues, and I'm only half being sarcastic because the epilogues were fucking good. Had to reread part of them for the Trezzy video, and they were great. I enjoyed the epilogues. Okay, I'm the epilogue stan. I'm the big epilogues fan. I'm a defender. If the epilogues got a million fans, I'm a fan. If they got one fan, that's me. If they got 0 fans, then I've been fucking murdered, and you need to avenge me. Let's see, what else have I been consuming? Yes, just talking about consuming media like a fucking slime. Futurama ended its most recent season, and it had a few okay episodes towards the end. There was the I guess it's an annual that they do like a 3 short like anthology kind of Treehouse of Horror, although not necessarily horror, and that was fine. It was okay. I haven't done my Route 3. Hey, let me get my Route 3 encounter before I fight you so I have more options. This isn't fair. That was fine. The one where it's like Beanie Babies, I didn't. That was kind of mid, but the finale was actually kind of good. I don't think it was as good as it could have been, especially because it's a sequel to Meanwhile. Like, it, that is just such a high bar you've set yourself up for. But, it was fine. Fry. I remember enjoying it, but I'm struggling to remember the plot, which is kind of bad. I did like the twist that the enemy ship that they've been fighting against is just them from the other universe, because it's about universes and other timelines, and Fry regaining memories of otherwise, or of Meanwhile. It was fine. Overall, Futurama is kind of in a slump. Futurama is the Beyond Canon. It's in its Beyond Canon era. Like, we had, like, the Fox era was Homestuck. The epilogues were the movie, and then we're not talking about the Comedy Central run because that makes this metaphor. The point is, Futurama is Homestuck, and both were very influential on my life. And have time travel. They both have good time travel sections. See, it all adds up. Futurama is basically Homestuck. QED. Fry is going to go God tier in the next season, and it's going to be revealed that Zap is actually part of Lord English. Yeah, that's why he's so arrogant and douchey. It's because he absorbs Zap Brannigan, who is just the douchiest. I don't know. Ooh, a peeve. I'm not really liking my encounters that I'm getting this episode. Like, could have gotten a Blitzing, could have got... Well, actually, I don't think Zeb Strike is actually that great, but I mean, it's better than fucking Unipheasant, I think. It's at least more interesting. And, at least it's the male, because the male gets the cool, like, pink thingamajigs on the head. I think I'm going to put all of them but Oshawott and the dog in the box. And not use them, because I don't want to. And let's reload up that comment. What's this? A comment on my Team America video from 2 years ago? Jeez, that video's 2 fucking years old. Oh god, passage of time. But a comment on that isn't just like, actually, you are not allowed to have a critical thought or analysis of the work of Parker and Stone because they're comedians who, and yes, they say that like they make the work for specific political meanings, and that the movie was made because they were tired of people hating the United States military, but that doesn't mean that you're allowed to analyze the big speech at the end or treat it like it means anything. Blah, 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 blah. I fucking hate every single person who's ever fucking commented on that video. It is so goddamn obnoxious. The amount of people like, actually, South Park is, it's a comedy, which means, it cannot be analyzed at all. Yeah, I just, never fucking tell me I can't make a video or analyze something. Like, I got a fucking comment on that, most recent Batman video, like, why are you fucking analyzing it? The superheroes are for children. There's no point of going any deeper in your analysis. That just... Anyway, K. Robinson says, thank you for making the rundown of all these atrocities. I wish I had known when I was watching that film as a teenager. I fucking hate that segment I did in the video. I fully understand why I did it and the writing decision at the time, but it's just... It kind of feels gratuitous. Just this endless listing of war crimes. Like, just saying them monotonely, reading off fucking Wikipedia. That is one of the worst videos I've made, and also one of the best. And I'll explain that in a bit. My understanding of the war on terror was that Bush was incompetent, but to some degree it was necessary. Haha, nope. At the time I was trying to get through school, and although my knowledge was extremely limited, I admit I was a bit peeved when I would hear people talking about Bush in the most smug manner. I didn't know anything, but I knew someone when someone else didn't know what they were talking about, and I could hear through these smug types. Even at 16, however, watching this movie was a roller coaster, to put it lightly. On one hand, we can't argue with the fact that Al Qaeda was a threat. Not really. Not like they were, but also after 9/11, they went to fucking ground. Like, I'm not saying that Osama bin Laden was a good person, but he was not so good that he justified the invasion of Iraq, a country where he wasn't. Like, he wasn't in Iraq or Afghanistan. At least they thought he was in Afghanistan. They knew for a fact Iraq had nothing to fucking do with 9/11. 9/11 has nothing to fucking do with Al Qaeda. On the other hand, even as a kid, like myself, I could understand that the reaction had grown both trigger happy and confused, hence the Toby Keith classic. I fucking hate that song with a burning fucking passion. It's like Borderline fashion. But anyway, like what I was saying a second ago about Osama bin Laden is that there wasn't another 9/11 because he went into hiding. But there was about 100 equivalents of 9/11s carried out by the United States military on random fucking people as revenge. You know? My ignorance carried into adulthood, and it took Donald Trump becoming president, even after publicly proposing on multiple occasions. Oh god, that fucking Trump quote. Jesus Christ. The other thing with the terrorists is you have to take out their families. When you get these terrorists, you have to take out their families. Yeah, that's a fucking Trump quote. I can tell it's a Trump quote because it's fucking rambling gibberish, because that's what he fucking does. They care about their lives. Don't kill yourself. When they say they don't care about their lives, you have to take out their families. Yeah, that's just fucking war crimes. That's just... It's cool that that guy got elected and that, like, 90% of my hometown thinks he's the fucking second coming of Jesus Christ. This guy who's just casually talking about how, you know, need to murder the children of terrorists, or more honest about U.S. foreign colony, random children in the same country as a terrorist. Like, guy can rant forever. Donald Trump's a fucking fascist. It is just obnoxious. And that is also sort of... So making that video on Team America World Police, it is a mess of a video. I don't think it's very good. But I made it because I hated Team America World Police with a burning passion, and to make this video, to explain why this film disgusts me so much, I had to put it into words and describe from a philosophical point why it bugged me so much. And what bugs me is this ideology, the center of this movie. It's the center of American Sniper. It's the center of, like, warrior training for police. That the world can be split into the good and the evil, and that it is always justified to kill the evil, no matter how much collateral there is, because you are good, and you are good because you fight evil, and the evil needs to die because they're evil. And just... It's the type of ideology, I said it in the end of the video, this ideology that any amount of civilian casualties is justified because we're fighting an unstoppably evil force. I love that line they do at the end. That's the type of ideology that inspires men to fly planes into buildings. Because I genuinely do not think George Bush is any different from a moral standpoint than Osama bin Laden, or even a motivational standpoint. I think it's just... I think when you decide your enemy is so terrible that you are allowed to kill civilians, then that is how the most evil things possible happen. And that is the motivation of Osama bin Laden, and that is the motivation of George Bush, and it's the motivation that's defended by Stone and Parker, and I fucking hate that movie. But anyway, I'm glad that I made that video, and I'm glad that I was forced to put this contempt I had for that film into words, because a year after I made that video, the United States government started funding a genocide, and it is justified on the same justifications that film makes. Like, they're terrorists. We can't not be unstoppably violent in fighting terrorists. Like, allowing terrorism to exist is much worse than any crime that's committed in fighting terrorism. Like, fucking Hamas believes that shit. Hamas, like... Because this double-edged sword, fucking Hamas is like, Israel is so dangerous and murderous in the, killing like 6,000 people over the past 20 years, just constant killing of civilians, that any attack against them is justified to free our people. That's what Hamas believes, and that's what justified October 7th for them. And I don't think that was a moral stance or a tactical or a smart stance tactically, but that is what it was inspired by, this ideology of violence being justifiable because the enemy is so bad. And of course, Israel is like, well, Hamas, because they killed 1,000 of our people in retaliation for us killing 6,000 of them over our apartheid of the past 20 years. Well, that 1,000 deaths was just so horrible. Those poor people who died on October 7th, they justify literally anything. We can hunt down ambulances and fire 500 fucking rounds into a 6-year-old, and that is moral, because we're fighting terrorists. That 6-year-old we gunned down was a fucking terrorist. Hamas is just so horrible that anything is justifiable to stop them is what most people I know believe. Exterminating the entire population of Palestine because, well, Hamas is just such a dangerous terrorist group is what people believe, and that is terrifying. And, wait. I got an encounter. I genuinely don't remember. I think I might have killed a woobat while I was ranting about, but I'm going to pretend I didn't, because I want to catch this one. And, this is all George Bush's fault. Basscoin 94, 95, 94. Basically, the point is, the idea that killing civilians is justifiable because, well, the terrorists are just so dangerous that anything against them is justifiable is the ideology of terrorists, and more importantly, Westerners who have that ideology. The United States are much more deadly than those fucking terrorists anyway. But anyway, Basscoin says, this is funny. On the day I finished the Trezzy script, right before I'm about to post the announcement that the script is done, says, so Trezzy video when? Fucking look at what I just posted. 25 days remain. Let's fucking go. I cheated in this Nuzlocke. I cheated in the last one, by the way. My Kingdra died during training, and I just ignored it and didn't tell you guys. Whatever. Hey, I need to go heal and rearrange my team. Anyway, the point is, free Palestine.